Hey folks, welcome back to Midlife Crits. I am Cornell Crits. Glad to have you back here. We have a great opportunity today. We are going to be interviewing for the game Darksburg with Adrien Briatta, one of the developers behind the game. How you doing today, Adrien?
Hey, how are you?
Doing good, doing good. All right, so I see the menu here before me. The art style
Yeah,
looks absolutely awesome, I have to say. I love how it looks. I love
yeah,
how
thank you.
stylized it is.
Now I've seen that you were a Blizzard enthusiast, and
Mm-hmm.
our artistic director was is actually one of the concept artists for the Overwatch's characters. So
That's awesome. That's awesome.
yeah,
That makes me really happy. I'm a big Overwatch fan. I do play that. I mean, as Bastion and Orisa, they're my two favorites.
okay. So first, do you know bits about Darksburg, or
A
maybe
little bit, the
your
little bit I've
viewers?
read in the materials I was sent. It's a roguelike with
Yeah,
co-op, bit of a dungeon crawler.
yeah.
It's isometric and everything's procedurally generated as far as each level you go into.
Okay, so yeah, all of this is true. We have a roguelike game. Darksburg was the development of Darksburg started 2 years ago, and it released in early access in February, and now we're going full launch version 1.0 on September 23rd.
Awesome.
Yeah. So first, you're in a zombie apocalypse, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Your main goal is to survive, you and your friends. The game is a mainly a co-op game, a roguelike co-op game, where you have to team up with 2 to 4, with 1 to 3 people. To make a group of 4, and try to go through the city.
Mm-hmm.
As you mentioned, the city is procedurally generated, and you'll have to choose between 5 different characters. We'll of course add more characters as the development keeps going. Abigail is a renegade nun that turns to the turn to the light side of bashing zombie, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Runolf is the city innkeeper, and he massacres zombie with his giant ladle. Varag is a wolfman, is a werewolf, fighting with his the. I'll show you the door of his cell because he just escaped and his chains.
That's awesome.
Rose is a bounty hunter, and she has, a little chipmunk
Yeah.
on her shoulder. It actually does damage.
Oh,
People
that's
ask.
cool.
Yeah, and Dolorosa is. I would say I'm not going to say much about Dolorosa because she's a plague doctor. She may have some hints about what's going on in the city
Gotcha.
and with the zombie outbreak. So I don't want to spoil anything.
So wait
So
to see
right
the
now
campaign for her.
yeah, we'll just dive right into it. I'll be playing with an AI. It's gonna be easier for us.
Okay.
So you have 4 different districts, well, 5 actually. The first one is the harbor. It's the beginner zone. In this zone, in this area, the zombies are a bit weaker than in the rest of the game. You control your character as in a MOBA.
Mm-hmm.
You right click to move your character, and you use some. This is a French keyboard, but you would use the QWERT.
Okay.
Um, and then you open the door, and it just starts zombie bashing. The 4 abilities that you have can be improved once you reach certain levels. You can see on the top of the screen that you have an
Mm-hmm.
experience bar, and this bar will grow as when killing enemies. Along the level, you can find some loot boxes like this one that contain gold, different types of currencies, or healing items, bombs, and various very useful stuff that you'll be able to use to defend stronger enemies, because those are of course like basic zombies,
Mm-hmm.
the runner, the spear thrower, and that kind of guys. But going further into the level, you'll get much stronger enemies, and you'll have to adapt your strategies with your friends and that kind of stuff. We're in, I think I've selected easy difficulty. I hope so, because I'm not very good at talking in more than easy difficulty. But yeah, the point is bash your way through waves of zombies and try to reach the end of the level.
Gotcha.
Every level is random, and during your level, you'll encounter random events, little puzzles to fix, little bosses to fight, or bigger bosses, that kind of stuff. But yeah, once you've reached the end of the level, you reach the next neighborhood, which is which is the marketplace. Then you have the faubourg, which is kind of a farmland,
Okay.
type of place. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, Runolf is kind of a healing character.
Okay. So
But
melee support.
whenever, yeah. However, and this is what we really wanted. Oh, okay. So this was the executioner. He has special abilities.
Mm-hmm.
If he catches me with his rope, he's going to one-shot me. So I really need to stay out of his
His line of
range.
sight. Yeah.
This was the Raven Master, and I think this was the Fishmonger. As you can see, she can repel, catch us, and she has a lot of crowd control.
Awesome.
So those are the most of the zombie enemy elite zombies that you will be able to meet during your journey into Darksburg. As you can see, I just leveled up. So what should I do? For each character, you get different specificities and different choice that are somehow random, but you still have a choice between 3 different possibilities. As you can see, I can increase the way my fervor. I'm sorry, I have trouble pronouncing that in
Perfectly
English.
fine.
Is maxed out when doing a certain type of ability, and this will increase my my movement speed, and this will okay, so we're lucky because this one is actually one of the prettiest perk that we could have.
Awesome.
This transformed like the jump that I had before into bloody explosive jump. Like, let me just find a pack like that, which deals damage to all enemies in a much wider area. Of course, those abilities can be improved, and this explosion, if you're lucky during a run, will get even stronger and stronger. But it's it's the basics of a roguelite game.
Yeah.
Do you have any question right now?
Yeah, I do. What was you? There's some obvious homages with the style and stuff. What was the inspiration behind the game for you guys?
So we worked. We previously worked on Northgard, which is a strategy game with a large part of random generation, because all the maps are different. And we really liked this idea of having content that changes from one game to the other. It really adds to the the profound game feel that each time you'll start the game, you'll live a new experience, a new adventure. And Northgard actually met pretty huge success because we just reached 2 million units sold. So that's
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. So that was about the roguelite and the random generation part. We really wanted to start making more of an action game that's an RTR. We love RPGs, but we also love action games, and at Shiro Games, we always tried to keep our work very diverse because we want to, experiment as many game genres as we can. We started with the adventure RPG game in Evoland,
Mhm.
and Northgard was of course on RTS. So this is a new era for us, and it's quite exciting, to be honest. But yeah, that also was for the action genre. Then we have a lot of people in the art team that really love the medieval kind of grungy and gothic um, settings.
Mhm.
I realize that now it's more colorful than a really grunge kind of stuff, but it's also something that we found very interesting
It stands
because
out.
it has its own identity, and I just use my ultimate.
Mhm.
Um, so I need to find something to destroy the door. So there should be something in the way. Oh, that's a cannonball. So there might
Um,
be a cannon somewhere.
Another question I have is when it came to designing the game, from your questions, I do see this a little bit. Did you look at it from more of a gameplay first perspective, or did you guys have a narrative idea when you came in with this idea?
Um, it depends. To be honest, it really depends. For Evoland, for example, we really wanted to talk about a specific story, and
Hmm.
Evoland 2 is, I think, a perfect example of how mixing a very good narrative adventure with innovative gameplay experiences. For Northgard and Darksburg, gameplay and fun was actually at the center of the design choices. There isn't a specific campaign, or quest in Darksburg.
Hmm.
Your objective is only to survive, and it's gonna get more and more difficult. But yeah, the for this game and for Northgard, the gameplay was in our mind well before the possibility of an explanation for the zombie outbreak or that kind of stuff.
Awesome. With adding more survivors as development continues, beyond launch, will new survivors be free editions, or are you guys looking at a DLCs type model for them?
So to be honest, we don't really know about
Mm-hmm.
that yet. Mainly because we don't exactly know how the public is going to respond to the game. We have though the possible. We want to give more incentive for the players to beat the game in harder and harder difficulties,
Mm-hmm.
and so we feel like it might gonna be we're going to implement skins and customizable for the characters to evolve but graphically, and we really want to explore that, and that's, in my opinion, something pretty fair in terms of monetization, because you already bought a game. If it doesn't seem fair if we take off one of the characters.
I love hearing
So
that answer.
yeah, for Darksburg, customization may be the good answer.
Awesome. I like that. Um, with the survivors, what were there any particular inspirations within the team for the individual survivors?
Yeah, definitely. All of them actually came from books, ideas. Um, m- some of them, a lot of them actually came from, and also about the bad guys.
Hmm.
Those guys are pretty evil, and they directly came from fantasy book because we're all huge fans of fantasy, of movies and kind of stuff. In terms of artistic direction, as I told you, they clearly have um, these kind of not very symmetric in terms of not well proportioned
Hmm.
design, mainly due to the fact that the game is a top-down game, so you need to identify your weapon better, and we added a bit of cell shading to increase the clarity into where your character is. And that made actually a huge difference in terms of game feel when we did our playtests. So yeah, For the rest, we had most of our inspirations come from various sources of books, movies, and whatever we want to see fight zombies. To be
That's
honest.
awesome. No, I love asking those kind of questions because I like to see what the team kind of thought about when they were going into the creative process.
Sure. Yeah.
When it comes to loot sharing, will it is from what it looks like it's all shared loot. There's no individual loot
Um,
per character.
so there is no loot that you're gonna keep
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the level. However, the currency that you see on the bottom right,
Mm-hmm.
the little 7, is what we call a curious. It's a currency that you're going to be able to trade on a specific shop that was at the beginning of the level, but I'm gonna show it to you in the next one. And this currency will allow you to train against bonuses that's going to be permanent.
Gotcha.
It might be something that will double your experience gain or increase the amount of money that you're going to buy, that you're going to earn killing zombies, or in unveiling treasures and that kind of stuff. So you will be able to get a full stuff character, and each time you make a new run, depending on the character that you're going to do this run with, you'll have to choose the most adapted characters. For example, this is mainly a DPS character,
Mm-hmm.
but Runolf over there is basically a healing character. He seems to be. He has healing potions. His ultimate is a huge cauldron that can heal his allies and that kind of stuff. However, using some specific curious, you could choose to build your Runelf with more aggressive items and transform his abilities into something more aggressive. The potion will no longer be healing, but it will be injuring zombies or burning them. The cauldron will be something that will suck them in and eat them alive. So that's why we wanted to see the kind of build idea.
I like that. I like that. That gives a lot of character customization and player agency. That's cool.
Yeah.
Um.
So as you can see, we just cleared
Yep.
the harbor. We're moving to the marketplace.
You said we'll see this vendor here at the beginning.
So this is the shop.
Tiny
So
Toms.
this is the thing that you're going to be able to buy for your run. So this
Okay.
this is going to disappear if you die. However, if you go to the cabinet of curiosities, you can see that there are different types of curiosities,
Mm-hmm.
and you have some available spaces in your loadout.
Very nice.
Those are unlockable using the currency that I just told you. Now I have 7 out of. Hey, Alex.
Hmm?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, I'm sorry. Do we have a meeting just later?
In about 10 minutes. I'm just a little
Yeah.
early.
Okay. So if I can just finish with midlife, and I'll get back to you. Okay.
All right.
Sorry.
It's okay. Hey,
Yeah. No,
it
we should
happens.
have moved to the interview room. To be
Interview
honest.
room. We got ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, sorry. So that's where you're gonna unlock the curiosities, then equip them in your loadouts, and you'll be able to choose the way you build your character like that.
Awesome. All right. One of my questions I've been asking each one of my interviewees is, if you had to name one title that got you into wanting to make games, what was it?
Twilight Princess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ocarina of Time for me, so
Oh
I
yeah,
get you.
yeah. No, it's I've always been fond of Zelda games, but this one really got into me. So
that's awesome. So last couple questions is, what platforms is this going to be? A Steam only, or are we going to see this hopefully on other platforms as it develops?
So we definitely intend to release this game on other platforms. We're in discussions with GOG to have a DRM-free version, and we are also looking for a Switch, PS4, and Xbox version.
Awesome.
However, this will depend on the reception of the game, of course.
I could see this
But,
being a lot of fun on the Switch.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I actually showed it to Nintendo a couple of months ago when we met for Northgard release, and they were really keen into seeing that on their console. So
That's awesome.
that's that's gonna be really fun to make if possible. Yeah.
I have to say, I'm watching you. I want to get my hands on this game as soon as I can. I love how it looks.
I can send you a key if you want.
I would love that.
Actually, if you ask Ray, I already sent him a bunch of keys, so he should be able to provide you that.
I definitely will, and because I actually got my start as a content creator with Diablo 3, with
nice
as one of the beta testers for the Necromancer.
Okay.
So, I love these kinds of games.
Yeah.
And my last question for you is, where can people find you, find the studio, and follow the progress of this game?
Well, on Steam, mainly there's a website, darksburg.com, which also exists, but which links directly to the game. We are on Twitter at Shiro Games and at Darksburg, and Facebook and YouTube, Shiro Games TV.
Excellent. Well, Adrien, I want to say thank you again. I cannot wait to get my hands on this game, show it to my community, and just start digging into it, because it looks like a lot of fun. So thank you again for taking time with me. Everyone at home,
thank you very much.
Check out this game, Darksburg by Shiro. It's awesome. As you see, it's a great game, right up our alley. So again, as I always say, I am Cornell Crits of Midlife Crits, and we'll see you next time on the couch.
Bye-bye.